All right, so in a tabletop position, we're gonna start. And if your wrists just need that little extra cushion and you don't wanna go grab a towel, take the front end of your mat and just roll it up and in towards you. And then you're just gonna place the palms of your hands on, but the fingers are gonna come off. And this is gonna just release a little bit of the compression in the wrist, so you're not putting too much pressure on. If your wrists are fine, you don't need to worry about that. But if this feels like a kind of a beneficial, quick little fix, then roll up your mat. And then we're going to take it right into some cat and cows, 30 seconds of work here. So drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, and then round your back. And we're just trying to get the central nervous system on board, asking the spine to wake up, bringing a little fluid into between the vertebrae. Nice work. 10 more seconds. All right, and now we're going to take it into some C-spine. So you're just going to hug hip to shoulder and then over to the other side, like you're making a little bit of a C shape with your spine. And if you like, look over your shoulder, looking towards your heels. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now if you did roll up your mat, just for now, unroll it because we're going to come into some wrist push-ups and then toe stretch. So we're going to curl both sets of toes under. We're going to take a wrist push-up. So we're going to press into the fingertips, lift the wrists away from the floor, lower your wrists, keep your toes curled under, pull your butt back to your heels. And then we're going to alternate between those two things for 1 minute of work. So lift your wrists, lower your wrists, pull your butt back to your heels and stretch your toes. Come forward, lift your wrists, lower your wrists, and then pull your butt back to your heels. If both wrists at the same time feels like it's just a little too much, then you alternate, take one wrist up, then the other, and then go back to your heels. Nice. And you go as fast or as slow as you like, but this is still one of our warm-up minutes, so slow might be better just so you can tune in, notice how your hands and your wrists are feeling, and then notice how your toes and your feet are feeling. And time. Nice work. Okay, now we're going to take it into some alternating bird dogs. So right leg, left hand are going to reach out, bring it back in with control, and then switch sides. In this, what we're shooting for is to keep a nice even position with the torso and the spine. So we want to try and keep an even position, keeping the abdominal muscles fairly firm, and then just moving out of the shoulder and out of the hip, but we're engaging the core muscles. So think core muscles being from the butt all the way up to the shoulder. So think of that as your core. So we're keeping the core nice and stable. Beautiful, you guys. And then if it feels like it's just too much right now and you're not quite warmed up, you might opt to just slide your hand forward and foot back, and you don't have to add that lift, but we still want to find that stability, whichever version you're doing. Ten seconds left. And time. Nice. Now we're going to stay in tabletop position, but you can choose to come down elbows and forearms if it's just already becoming a little too much for the wrist. Slide your right leg back. We're going to stick with the right leg for 1 minute of work. So we're going to keep a straight leg, lift up and lower down. And now we want to keep the toe and the knee pointing down towards the floor. Then you're just going to start to go at a pace that's going to work for you. So you might choose to go slow, be mindful, and just tune in and pay attention to what's going on. Or you might choose to fire away, getting a bunch of reps in and really working through that right glute. So the shoulders are stabilizing, the belly is firm so you're not dropping into your low back. 30 seconds left. Nice work. And time. Nicely done. Lower that leg down. Pull your butt back to your heels. Get a little stretch to that right glute. And then when you're ready, we're coming right back into tabletop position and taking it to the other side. So left leg is going to come back and we're lifting and lowering. Keep the knee and the toes pointing down towards the floor. So we're working through the left glute. Nice, you guys. Nice, stable shoulders. Beautiful. They're already halfway there. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Bring that knee down, pull your butt back to your heels, stretch the glutes. And now we're going to come into a crooked tabletop position. So come back up. Now, left elbow and forearm are going to come down onto the ground. So it's going to be a little bit of a lopsided table, and your right hand is still going to stay on the ground. And then we're going to take it into a right fire hydrant, pick the knee up, pull the knee towards your elbow, kick your foot back, pull that knee back to that neutral position, lower back down with a fire hydrant. So we lift up and out to the side, pull the knee towards the elbow, kick the leg straight back, pull the knee back in, and then lower it back down. Nice, you got it. Now go as fast or as slow as you like, but check the shoulders and your standing leg. So think your left leg as your standing leg. And we want to keep some nice stable position with the rest of the body as we move through that leg. Nice, you guys, beautiful. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Okay, bring that leg down. And now we're going to switch our crooked table to the other side. So right elbow and forearm down on the ground. And then we're picking that left leg up and out to the side. Pull it towards your elbow, kick it out back, bring it back in, lower the knee down. Knee out to the side, knee to elbow, push the foot back, bring that knee back to that neutral position, and then lower it down. You got it. Go as fast or as slow as you like. Ten seconds left. And time. Woo! Awesome job. Okay, now those bird dogs that we started with, I'm working up a little bit of heat here. I might have to take off my top layer in a second. All right, so the next minute we're working on is going to be a moving bird dog. So back to that bird dog position, but now we're going to move ourselves forward and then come back to the other end of the mat. So if you found that just doing the bird dog was a little too much, you might choose to just stay back in that position and alternate sides. But if you can, move yourself forward and back on your mat as you take opposite hand and opposite foot. Nice, you guys, beautiful. Already halfway there. And time. Awesome. So our last tabletop position here, we're going to take it into a hovering table, and then we're going to touch opposite knee. So right hand's gonna touch the left knee, left hand's gonna touch the right knee. We're gonna keep or try to keep our knees lifted the whole time. So now we're getting a lot of work in the shoulders here and in the core, and specifically the abdominal muscles, and you might feel a little work in your glutes. Already halfway there, nice job. Ten seconds left. And time, awesome work. Lower your knees, and now you're gonna grab your hand weights, and we're gonna take it into a kneeling lunge. So right knee down, left foot forward, and we're gonna take it right into some hay balers. So we're gonna hold our weights together, or just use one single weight. We're taking it to the hip, and then throwing it over the shoulder. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going as fast or as slow as you like. So now we're finding work in our obliques. Legs are working nice and strong, and we're working out of the shoulders. If it feels like your legs are just wobbling all over the place, think about pulling your front heel towards your back knee so your legs stay nice and zipped up and stable. And then find most of the rotation work coming from the belly button up. Ten seconds left. And time, awesome job. If you can, hands free, switch your lunge. So step the other foot forward, switch your hands with your weights, or hang on to both. And we're right away, here we go. Take it over to your hip, and then toss it over that shoulder. Ten seconds left. And time, awesome job. Now let's see, can you lean forward, curl the back toes under, pick that back knee up, come up to standing without an assist. If you have to put your hands down, put your hands down, of course. Now for the next 2 minutes, weights free, we're just doing a little bit of getting our heart rate up and coming back into our hips and our legs. So we're gonna start by just picking up one foot and then the other. We're gonna give a little toe touch or a little heel touch. But as we touch the foot, we also want to take our whole spine width. So you're going to try to look at the bottom of your foot and then pick up a little pace. So we're just staying in the front of the body for this minute. Go as fast or as slow as you like. If you want to just notice and feel, pause for a second, finding that lifted position, and then try to look at the bottom of your foot so you'll feel that little squeeze in the side body muscles. 20 seconds left. And the key is to let your head move with you. So you look under your foot, and that's where you really start to find and feel that little squeeze in the side body. 3 seconds left. And time, nice. And now we're gonna take it behind us, similar position, but We're gonna swing that foot back, try to look at the bottom of your foot and look at the bottom of your foot. So not so much a touch on this one, but we wanna look, and that's the key. Pick up the pace, but let your head move with you so that you're looking at the bottom of your foot, and then you're gonna go just as fast as you can. Or if you're finding slow and mindful, so you can pay attention, you pick that foot up, look at the foot, set it down, look at the foot. You might choose going a little bit slower. It'll really help with work on your balance. And then you find that work in the side body as well. Nice, you guys. 25 seconds left. Can you go a little bit faster? Get your heart rate up just a little bit. Ten seconds left. And time. Awesome job. All right, shake your legs out. Grab a light set of weights. We're going to come into a sumo squat with a hug a tree. So step your feet out to a nice wide position. Arms are going to come out nice and wide. Bend and sink down as you come in for that hug. Open the arms wide as you rise up. You're going to go as fast or as slow as you like, and use the appropriate amount of weight for your shoulders and your chest. So just make sure it feels like a good position for your shoulders, a nice micro bend in the elbows, or a big super generous bend in the elbows, whatever works better for you there. And as you're sinking into that squat, think about pushing your knees towards your pinky toe. So we keep the inner thighs engaged. Nice, you guys, beautiful. Five seconds left. And time. Awesome job. Okay, come on up. 30 seconds on one leg, 30 seconds on the other. We're just going to hang on to those weights, keep them loaded at your shoulder. You're going to kick your foot forward and then kick your foot back. And you're going to start to find a rhythm here. As you kick the foot forward, you're going to lean your body back just to the point that you can control, and then lean yourself forward as you kick your foot back. So find your balance. It can be low to the ground. You might even choose to just keep your toe on the ground if your balance isn't quite there this morning, but we still want to find that position of leaning the chest forward and back so that we find that little bit of a shift in our center balance. So we kick the foot forward, kick the foot back, just as slow as you like, and switch. Set that foot down, take it right to the other side. Kick your foot forward, kick your foot back. Notice one side might be totally different than the other, and you might choose to keep the toe down here so you catch your balance, but finding that shift of your central balance as you move your chest forward and move your chest back. And time. Nicely done. Okay, we're going to stick with those, and we are taking it back to a sumo position. So nice and wide. Now we're going to hold that sumo position. Load your weights up at your shoulders. You're going to lean, touch down to the ground. Think of it as a little bit of a bicep curl, and then we rotate. Palm facing forward, touch the ground, and then pull it back up and in. Nice. We got 1 minute on the clock. We're staying in that low sumo position, bringing the weights back up to the chest and touching down. If touching all the way down to the ground is no good for you, keep it right at the knee. But we want to find that side bend position with the loaded weight. Nice. Twenty seconds left. And time. Come on up, give your legs a good shake. We're gonna hang on to those weights if you can. And now we're gonna take it into a tiptoe walk around our perimeter of our mat. So find one edge of your mat, either just load up at the shoulders or hold them out in front of you with a nice 90-degree bend. Pick up your heels and away we go. We're just tippy toe walking the outer edge of your mat. Go as fast or as slow as you can control. Try to keep your heels lifted the whole entire time. And then if you feel like you're gonna get dizzy, reverse directions, walk the other way. Keep a little bit of a firmness in your belly. Nice engagement in the shoulders, especially if you're holding onto your weights. And time, nicely done. Lower your heels, give your ankles a good shake. And now we're gonna take it into an overhead waitress hold. So we're just gonna hold those weights up and overhead and start to pick up alternating knees. You're gonna go as fast or as slow as you like with this one. If holding straight up and overhead doesn't feel good, you'll come slightly away from the face or bend those elbows and keep it back in front of you, or opt to bring it out straight in front of the chest. Totally up to you which variation works good for your shoulders. But the real important thing here is that alternating knee lift. So we're working our psoas muscle, and it feels like we're maybe working those low abdominal muscles, but it's probably the hip flexors and the psoas really what you're feeling. But just take it at a pace that works good for you. And time. Woo, nicely done. Lower your arms if you're holding those up and overhead. All right, now we're going to take it into a squat and then a lunge and a squat and then a lunge. So feet about hip width distance apart, squat down, step one leg back into a lunge, step it back in, back to that squat, rise up, step the other foot back, and away we go. You're going to take it at your pace. Go as fast or slow as what works for you. Find that squat. Keep the chest and chin lifted. Step back into a little lunge. Find your even position before you sink into your squat, and then back to that other lunge. So no need to rush it so that you're having a sloppy form. I'd rather you go slow and get 3 good ones in than 20 that are all over the place. And time, awesome job. Okay, now we're gonna take it into a little variation of our curtsy lunge, but we're gonna keep it in a more of a squatted position. So find your squat, hold your squat, and then you're gonna cross one foot behind, step it in, cross the other foot behind. We got 1 minute on the clock. We're gonna keep those weights loaded at the chest if you can. Step one foot behind, everything else stays nice and even. And then we cross behind the midline of the body. So both parts of our brain are working. Nice. Keep that upright position with the chest and the chin, but that low position with the butt. So your legs are working and active the whole time. Beautiful, Mara, that looks awesome. Nice, Liz. Nice, Helen. Man, you guys look great. Nice work. Yes, Judy, that's it. 20 seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo! Rise on up, shake your legs out. Okay, we're gonna stick with those weights and load them up at the chest. Feet about hip width distance apart, toes and knees pointing forward, a little micro bend in the knees. We lean forward to that halfway point and then lift up, squeeze those glutes to come up. We got 1 minute on the clock. We're gonna keep a little bit of a firmness in our center so the low back feels nice and supported the whole time. So think about pulling your abdominal muscles towards your spine, especially on that lift up. Pull the abdominal muscles in, squeeze the glutes. Nice. And time. Woo! Awesome job. Okay, last minute of work. Hang on to those weights if you can. You might choose for a lighter weight if you're working with heavy ones here. We're going to take it into a half bicep curl. You're going to turn palms in towards each other. Into a chicken wing. Press straight out from the chest. Lower back down. Flip the palms. Lower all the way back down. We got 1 minute on the clock. So we give that half bicep curl. Rotate palms in. Elbows lift out to the side. Press right out from the chest. Lower back down, flip the palms, and release. Once you've got it, go at a pace that works for you. Find that wrist rotation the best you can. Part of that work comes right out of the forearm. So it's fun to just make sure we keep all the parts of our arms nice and strong. And as you come for that chest press, you just want to pay attention and make sure that nothing is helping thrust that chest press forward. So we want to be able to move easily out of the shoulders without letting our hips and the backside find that chest press for you. Nice. And time. Beautiful work. Man, you guys crushed it today. All right, set those weights down. Give your arms a little shake. We're going to take the left arm and just bring it across the body, catch the back of the arm. Drop that shoulder down away from your ear. Take a couple of nods of your head up and down. Bring your head to neutral, release your arm, switch to the other side. Grab the back of the arm, drop the shoulder down. Once you've got your handholds, lift your chin up and down. Nice. Bring your head to neutral, release that arm. We're going to step the left leg across the right. So we're going to line up our pinky toes, get that little crisscross of your feet. And then we're going to start to fold ourselves forward. You might choose to stop at your thigh. You might already be there. You might choose to walk a little further or reach down toward your toes, whichever depth works good for you. When you're ready, soften your knees, come up nice and slow and controlled. And then switch the crisscross in your legs. So the right leg steps over the left, line up your pinky toes best you can, and then start to find your version of the fold that works good for you. So you might be at the thighs, your knees, your shins, your toes, and then find a little softness. Let your back of your body get soft and heavy. When you're ready, soften your knees, come up nice and slow and controlled. And now we're going to step both feet out nice and wide to a good wide position. Clasp the hands behind your back, get a little interlace of the fingers, and then we're going to fold over. So you're going to hinge from your waist, fold over and let your arms fall away from the back of your body just the way that they naturally go. So it doesn't need to be extreme, extreme. We're all going to have different variations of flexibility and range of motion in the shoulders. All right, stay in that folded position. Relax your hands down to the ground. We're going to walk our hands over towards our right foot. Soften your nose towards your knee. Nice, take it through center, over to your other foot. Soften your nose towards your knee. Beautiful, bring it back to center. Bend your knees a little bit, pull your abdominal muscles in. Come up nice and slow and controlled. And then just for fun, toe heel your feet in, give everything a good shake. You guys are awesome. Nice work today. Grab your tennis ball if you're sticking around.